Hey guys, and welcome back to Double Survivor 2 Record Breaker, and we're going to move on into the next one. So this one is called Three Paths, and we're going to be discussing the three choices after we destroy Canopus, and what choices we have for the world after that. So, you find everyone gathered at the entrance.
Alcor and I are nearly finished with the terminal.
Alright.
With some final adjustments, we should be able to use it to reach Canopus.
Perfect. So, now we can use that, and we also should have the ability to use the skill crack to nullify his 4 prime numbers. So let's go do that. Prime abilities.
Required for this part of the process.
All right, let's see what Al Psyduke is talking about.
My work on the skill crack modifications should soon be finished as well.
All right.
Good work, both of you. Through our battle with the shards, we have finally found a glimmer of hope. We may have a chance at defeating Canopus.
Perfect.
Still, before we begin this final battle, there is a decision we must make.
Okay, who's got dibs on which girl after? What do we do after the world? Or do with the world after?
It will be too late if we wait until after the battle to decide.
Okay.
There's no telling how soon before another administrator appears.
That is true. Defeating Canopus is a necessity to stop the world's collapse. However, the more important question is how we shall deal with future administrator invasions.
All right, so there's
a decision that must be made now.
So there's 3 ways that we can do this. There's one for going with Ronaldo, there's one with going with Al, and then there's one with going with Yamato. And we can discuss what they mean probably in this dialogue.
The answer we decide will determine what kind of world the next regression will bring us.
I'm sure we each have our own opinions. However, we need to agree on a single course of action. Any disagreement can affect morale.
All right, let's check it out.
Yamato's got a point there. Hey, does this situation remind you guys of anything? Like last time with Polaris?
It is very similar with Polaris, but the other thing that's different is that Daichi isn't actually a choice in this one.
We all gathered like this and spoke pretty freely about what we wanted. Then again, last time we all ended up at each other's throats because we couldn't agree.
Alright, but this time it's not gonna happen, right?
I haven't forgotten.
I mean, it just happened. I mean, it happened at the same time in the same
this time,
world.
We can stand together. We can overcome this crisis.
Alright.
I gotta agree with you there. It makes me damn proud.
Agreed. So let us speak freely now. What will we do with the world when Canopus lies defeated? If anyone has an idea on how to deal with the invading administrators, speak now.
Alright, let's check it out.
We have to do something about them before they annihilate humanity. But what can we do?
Well, I've got an idea how we can handle them.
Alright, so this is Ronaldo's. Ronaldo's wants to keep on regressing the world over and over again and keep destroying the administrators that come by as they come.
It's simple. We destroy every administrator. We eradicate every sword that comes for us.
Mr. Kuriki, are you mad?
Yeah, are you mad? I don't really like that one either.
There are countless administrators and swords, as numerous as the stars themselves. It would be a fool's errand to try and slay them all.
I think our odds are pretty good, actually. Once we defeat Canopus, we'll have access to the astrolabe once again. We hold the administrative authority, and Psyduke can manipulate the astrolabe.
It's just an endless battle, though, at that point.
The damage caused by each invasion could be easily undone by regressing the world to a previous state.
But how would we progress, or what?
As long as humanity controls the astrolabe, we stand a solid chance of defeating the administrators. It'll be tough, yes, but eventually, there'll be no more to invade us.
There'd be so many. There's so many stars.
But Mr. Kuriki, if all of you or Alcor are slain, that would be the end of the species.
Oh, that is way too risky.
The astrolabe requires all the administrative authority and Alcor to function. I could not manipulate the astrolabe. Much of my existence is human after all.
Well, if that's the case, we just have to make sure we keep ourselves and Psyduke safe.
I'm totally down for this. It's pretty freaking simple.
Alright, Keita. So Keita just jumped ship from Yamato's simple merit system. But anyways, I don't really agree with Ronaldo's idea. I think it's a little nuts. A little too gung-ho for me.
All we gotta do is kill the damn monsters that try to kill us, right?
But like Miyako said, there are so many.
Besides, it really pisses me off that these dumbass administrators get to decide what happens in our world. This world belongs to humans. We make our own decisions.
That's my point. This is our world. We don't need administrators. And as long as we reject their rule, we control the astrolabe.
You hear that, guys? We're a strong, independent species, and we don't need anybody's help.
After they're gone, we can still use the astrolabe to improve the world, end all suffering and poverty.
All right. Well, I mean, it sounds good on paper if we can do it.
It'll even be possible for us to restore the environment to its original state. We can improve our science, advance our medicine, heal those that suffer from incurable illnesses. The power of the astrolabe shouldn't be used to lord over humankind. It should be used to help them prosper. It'll be a long and arduous battle, but imagine what humanity could gain from victory.
This is like the biggest high risk, high reward. God knows how long that endless war is gonna last. I mean, yeah, it sounds really stupid for me to say like the endless, but I mean, Jesus.
True. Controlling the astrolabe would be a great boon to mankind.
See, Sako agrees.
I don't know if she agrees. She just kind of understands where you're coming from.
What about the rest of you?
I like it. Sounds solid. Not convinced.
You don't seem convinced. Keep it in mind.
I will,
So,
but
any other ideas?
all right, let's hear the other ones. We still have Ronaldo's and then Al Saiduk. I mean,
Quite another
there's Al's.
endless onslaught of administrators and swords. I suppose that is one possibility, Shining One.
Not the best one, I agree. What do you suggest, Saiduk? Tell him what we discussed earlier.
Ah, yes. It is possible to appoint a human as administrator, and have them ascend to the heavenly throne.
There are some issues with this one also, but this one makes sense also to me.
A human administrator? Is that even possible?
It is. Though to do so, we require the reactivation of all functions of the astrolabe. By rewriting the data in the Akashic record, we could change a human into a being more like me, which would allow them to ascend the throne.
At the same time, being not bound by the rules of whatever the Akashic record, I think.
I see. And we could use the triangulum I captured, repurposing them into this administrator's swords. We could do all that with the power of the astrolabe. It is like my plan, but will not require the multitude of sacrifices.
Correct.
An alternative.
Moreover, should a human take the throne, there is no worry that they would wish to harm mankind. He or she would, in essence, be caretaker of the world.
Doesn't sound bad.
A human governing the human world. So that is the future you seek.
But I also see some issues pertaining to this solution.
Correct. But I should stress that the human who takes on this role will shoulder a heavy burden.
Right, they probably wouldn't be able to live a life. They would be in solitude for all of eternity.
They will have the power to reshape the world and the responsibility to guide it.
Oh god, that whole the whole world is on the guy's shoulders. Literally.
If they wanted, they could alter the world however they please. But should the world take a turn for the worse, all responsibility would rest upon them. A heavy burden indeed.
And a heavy... that is pretty heavy.
Although, if one of sound morals were to take up the throne, the world could turn out beautiful.
Could. I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Alas, there is one flaw to keep in mind. The human that sits upon the heavenly throne would remain forever in the Akasha stratum. They would never be able to speak to their friends, to share the same time as them. They would know the world only from a distance.
Oh man, that sounds awful. An eternity in solitude?
No. That sounds really lonely.
Yeah, it's really lonely.
That would be almost like death.
Close to it.
Although, the idea itself isn't a bad one. If a human becomes an administrator, we could restore the damage done to the world, and the other administrators wouldn't invade.
Yeah, but who would take up the throne then at such a terrible price?
The price of one person over the lives of the whole world.
Alright, so that's another option before us. Allow me to offer up one more alternative.
Alright, Yamato's.
We could create an entirely new world.
A new world? What does that mean exactly?
It means an escape from the administrator's system. The astrolabe can not only regress the world, but it can recreate it from nothing.
Here it is.
This new world would be outside the influence of the Akashic record. In other terms, we would no longer be bound to the rule of the administrators.
But Yamato Hotsui, you and I discussed the flaws in this solution previously.
So, this is actually what Al Psyduke wanted in the first game, the first Septentrion arc, which is what I chose.
Where, Alcor? This newly created world would begin in a primeval state, devoid of all our history and technology.
But me and Yamato figured out a loophole of some
We
sorts.
must avoid this at all costs.
Is there a way around that? Some way we can make it not primeval?
Here it is.
There is. It requires considerable use of the administrative authority.
What do you mean?
The administrative authority has the ability to inherently project one's will onto the world. We could further divide the authority you all possess amongst the entire population of the world. The combined will of 7 billion people would be actively reflected in the new world's creation.
A new modern world.
Collectively, there is a chance we could reshape everything. If we enacted this plan, perhaps we could avoid the primeval world entirely.
Oh, cool, cool. If we make all that happen, maybe we could get a world pretty close to, you know, this one. One big
Quite possibly.
problem, though. There's barely anyone left alive in this world.
But we have the Akashic record.
There's certainly nowhere near 7 billion.
Even when a human has died, their data still exists within the Akashic record.
So let's discuss it.
We can access that data and give to them a share of the administrative authority. If we do this, we can use the willpower of the deceased to change the world.
So even if they're gone from the world, they're able to affect our world.
The problem is, we can't be certain that the administrative authority will function the same in this new world. There's no assurance that we will be able to shape this new world as we see fit.
True. There is one other complication worth our discussion. If we are able to use the authority to reshape this new world, it will be forged by the will of all people.
Therefore, we wouldn't be able to completely control the outcome. It would be at the will of the people.
So we won't just get people with good intentions, we'll get the will of evil people too. If it turns out that humanity is predominantly wicked, frightened, desperate, we'll get a world that will reflect that. Yes, that's correct. And the world we make would be permanent. There'd be no chance to recreate it again.
Because it would be free from the Akashic record.
After all, if there's no administrator system, there will be no astrolabe.
Or administrator system.
With no astrolabe, there'd be no regression. We'd never be able to modify the world or return it to a past state.
Because there wouldn't be a past state.
But consider the alternative scenario. It might be a better world than this one.
Alright, so there is a lot of risk with this
The
one.
will of 7 billion people, all wishing for some form of happiness, would be imprinted upon it.
We're basically betting the fate of the entire species on a single roll of the dice.
Not really. We're basically betting the fate of the entire species on the will of the species.
It is surely dangerous, but I think it is a risk worth taking.
I agree.
To strive for success, one must take calculated risks. Does anyone have any further ideas?
Everyone falls into a silent contemplation.
Well then, it seems these are our 3 best theories. Now we must choose one.
Brother, wait. I'm sure everyone needs time to think before we commit to a solution. Why don't we allow them all a moment to ponder this rather than forcing them to decide right now?
You have a point.
Alright.
Which path would you choose? I believe that no one would dispute your appraisal of the situation.
Okay, so they're all asking me. I have the whole thing.
I mean, you aren't our fearless leader for nothing.
As long as you're with us, I think we could survive any world.
Alright, let's see what we choose. Your friends and allies nod in agreement.
It seems as though your opinion will be the deciding factor for all of us. We don't have long before the Void takes this world. We'll have to decide before then. As for the rest of you, make your final preparations. Battle awaits.
Alright, so those are the 3 choices we have. So everyone heads off in separate directions. Alright, humans shall rule, future fond, and break free from control. So we're going to choose this one. I am firm believer in Yamato's plan. I think that one's the better one in my opinion. So we're going to go with that one. So you go talk with Yamato and Miyako about the fate of mankind.
So, have you come to a decision? Then again, the only logical course of action would be to follow the path I have laid out.
Of course, Yamato. Not sugarcoating a single thing.
My brother is correct. The plan has its share of risks, but a new world presents the best future for mankind.
You two are getting along suddenly. I'm still weighing my options. You two are getting along suddenly.
Nonsense. More importantly, we must decide what to do with this world. The administrator system is the sole reason why humankind now stands on the precipice of extinction. In order to completely escape it, we must create a brand new world.
A whole new world.
Maybe. But we don't even know that we can make a new world with the administrative authority.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Even if we can make it, could we make it a modern world like this one?
Of course, with the will of the man. Whose will would want it to be primeval?
Everyone's will is going to be reflected in the new world. Even evil people. The world could end up totally messed up.
It could.
You are correct. The world would reflect the individual wills of 7 billion people. And all humans, myself included, are imperfect, selfish, and foolish. Trash at the very best.
Trash at the very best. Ah, Yamato. No sugarcoating.
To temptation, we are greedy and lazy, and easily corruptible. There is no doubt that such iniquities might influence the world in a negative way.
But I believe that there is more positive in the world than negative.
But we cannot know for certain, and I feel this is a chance worth taking.
I agree.
Because even the lowest of mankind has the potential to grow and change. Daichi Shijima, Ionita, Yuzuru Akie, Hinako Kujo, Keita Wakui, Airi Ban, Jungo Torii, Makoto Sako, Otome Yanagiya, Fumi Kano, Ronaldo Kuriki. Every single one of you has grown through the ordeal of the administrators. The same can be said for every human.
Wow, like a dad. Everybody has grown.
People have the potential to change.
You have changed as well, Yamato Hotsuin.
Our kind may now be able to wish for a better world. A world that would not be consumed by wickedness and greed. If the majority of people can put the success of mankind over their own petty desires, then the newly created world may yet surpass our current one.
Alright. So, we need to believe in mankind. That's impossible. We need to believe in mankind.
Indeed. This choice relies heavily on whether we truly believe mankind can change for the better.
I may only be partially a human, but I dearly love humanity. There is a dark, ugly side, but humanity is also capable of beauty and passion and purity. I want to believe in mankind. I believe they could make a better world.
I believe also.
Join me on this path.
I agree. Let's do it.
I knew you would understand.
So you have decided that we should create a new world.
Of course, with
If
Yamato.
it is the solution you have reached, then it is the solution we will all endorse.
No more administrators guiding the world. Humans will be free to create their own history.
So, this is the path you have chosen. Then I will argue mine no further.
Perfect.
A new world, broken free of the administrator system, where man's potential is limitless. Sounds pretty good to me.
And I believe we are decided. All
Let's
that
do it.
remains are the modifications to our skill crack ability and the terminal.
The terminal modifications are complete, but I have yet to finish the expansion of the skill crack function.
Hop to it, Al. We need it.
It should be done by 3 o'clock in the morning, by your reckoning of time.
Very well. Until then, we must all make our final preparations for the battle against Canopus.
Alright, so we have till 3 o'clock.
We're all dismissed.
Everybody goes their separate ways. You notice the Nicaea site opens of its own accord.
Hey, Lovely. So, it looks like you decided to make a brand new world and escape from the whole administrator system.
Yeah, you know, that's basically me.
It's risky, but I think it's a great idea. It solves the problem at its source. But, you know, there is one thing I gotta tell ya.
What's up?
In the new world, Tico's probably not gonna be around. Really, really sorry I can't be with you forever and ever.
What? Why?
But we should enjoy what little time we have left then. I'll be here all through the upcoming battle. Now quit standing around and go blow that stupid Canopus to smithereens!
No, Tico, you can't leave. You quietly close your phone. Tico! No! Alright, guys. But I am going to end the episode here. On the next episode, we're going to work on... we're going to go through events leading up to the battle with Canopus. So look forward to it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon.